What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning into Part-Time Adult. Today I want to tell you a story about a time I turned down $1,500 to work with Lil Jon. Now, for anybody not familiar with Lil Jon, he's a rapper, songwriter, producer, actor, all that, from Atlanta. He's worked with everybody, and he essentially produced every single rap song heard throughout Earth throughout the 2000s, approximately. Nowadays, it's like he just comes out of nowhere every few years, produces one of the biggest records in the world, stars in a Super Bowl commercial, then he retreats back into his mansion. According to CelebrityWorth.net, Lil Jon is worth about $26.6 million, which is about $4.4 million a year, or $369 grand a month, $85 a week, about $12 a day, $500 an hour, $8.43 a minute, and 14 cents per second. So I come to sites like this from time to time to get inspired, just to keep going, to keep hustling. Not that I necessarily need the outside inspiration because life and my bills do that for me, so I'm always trying to get it. I also come here to cry. Stop laughing. Don't judge me. Or judge me. Just don't write anything mean in the comments. I'll be right back. BRB. BRB. But seriously, I do want to create wealth. I'd be lying if I told you anything different, but I don't want to just have money just to have money. I want the freedom. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for what I have. But it would be dope to wake up tomorrow and be craving French fries and be like, Jeffrey, gas up the jet. We are going to Paris, pommes frites. If I could do that tonight, sign me up right now. Anyway, back to, okay, yeah. I was a contributing writer and a photographer for this entertainment magazine based in LA. It wasn't so much like a Vibe or a XXL. It was geared toward people who work inside the music industry. So you're not going to find this magazine outside. This goes not to the bookstores or anything like that. This goes directly to the labels, directly to the radio stations, just the insiders in the know. And there were times when, I would write something good and I started to make a name for myself. And there were times where labels would actually ask the publisher if I could be the writer assigned to their story. And that was super dope and super humbling. I did a lot of photography, a lot of red carpet stuff, mostly red carpet stuff. And one day I got this referral that really surprised me and it scared the crap out of me, to be honest. And, my publisher hits me up one day and says that there's a music instrument company that is looking for a photographer to shoot an ad for one of their products, and Lil Jon was a spokesperson, and their budget was $1,500. And she recommended me to this music company, and they were like, cool, and this was awesome, this should be awesome. Why don't I feel awesome? The truth is, I was scared, straight up. The stage was too big for me. The lights were too bright. I'd never done a photo shoot with anyone famous before. Kind of, I've done a lot of non-famous people and models and, upcoming people. I've done sports, a lot of red carpet stuff. When people win awards, you win a BET award, you go backstage, and I've shot, Beyonce, Rihanna, LeBron, Lupe Fiasco, Lil Wayne, Khaled, 3LW, or I don't know if they were the Cheetah Girls at this point. I'm not gonna lie, I tried to get that one up. Kyla Pratt, Jill Scott, is it Julian Child? I can't remember, the big time songwriter. Neo, Soulja Boy, Swiss Beats, Crazy Bone. And I've done a million interviews with people before. So why is it not awesome? Why is it not awesome? I shouldn't be really nervous. I think what made me nervous was just the money. I was approached one time by a publicist who worked with Sean Robinson from, I forget the show she's on now, for a shoot. And the first thing, this was a young publicist who I became cool with. I started seeing her at different events, and one day she hits me up and she says, hey, I would love to do a shoot with Sean. I got a bunch of other photographers who would do this for free. And I was like, okay, that, in my opinion, not the best way to start a conversation with a shooter, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, Sean's dope, but she's not like Michelle Obama. So no disrespect, she's cool. Publicist was cool, but, we were young. She was trying to play the whole, you get exposure and all that. And cool, I get it. But at the same time, I would have rather she had been like, hey, I want to pay you, but I have no money. We have no budget. I would have probably looked out because I wanted to do it, Comunicación es importante. Comunicación es importante. Back to, okay. When it came time for this opportunity with Lil Jon, I was scared of not being good enough and turning in work that would be unsatisfactory, you know. And obviously, my publisher thought I was good enough, and they were friends with the company, so they kind of like, you know, they trust their word. But you know, sometimes you have to get out of your head, you know. But I'd never worked on a project this big before, you know. In hindsight, $1,500 isn't really a huge budget, but it would have been the biggest check that I would have ever gotten for one day's work, and I was afraid of disappointing them, you know. So I respectfully turned it down, and there was so much that I didn't know about the technical elements of photography. You know, I was self-taught, raw. In many ways, I still am. And, you know, and I've been published a million times, and I've made great money from it, but I've always had that lack of confidence. And, you know, I don't know much about light meters and bracketing and wireless flashes and locations. I just know what looks good, at least what looks good to me, and it's worked for me. However, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't need to know all that camera nerd stuff because I had camera nerd friends who I could have hired to help me. You know, folks who are world-class visual people who work on major projects who I've collaborated with before many times and who are not personal friends of mine. But now I froze, I panicked. And I kind of had a similar situation with Hugh Hefner at the Playboy Mansion. Don't worry, everybody was clothed. Believe it or not, they were clothed at the Playboy Mansion. And I've been around celebrities a lot before, but you know, this should not be happening. Like this is rare. Like seeing Josh Norman get stiff-armed out of the stadium by Derrick Henry from Tennessee Titans. Josh Norman from the Bills. No disrespect to Josh. That's what he does. You know, Josh is a pro. On the flip side, Derrick Henry, I mean, he's stiff-arming people right now. Like right now at this moment, and he's actually asleep. I'm pointing at my wrist. I have no watch on my wrist. So nothing to be ashamed of, Josh. Anyway, don't ask me how I know that Derrick Henry is sleeping right now. Anyway, I can't call it because, I mean, I once had a great photo shoot with the R&B singer Carl Thomas in L.A. It was at Mike City's house. He was a big-time producer. It was in his guest house, and it was super dope. But I think part of it was I had met him before, and we kind of like set that up, and we met and we vibed, and he was cool. So anyway, that's another video. I digress. Back to, yeah. Oh, man, that's messing up. I gotta stop doing that. How does he do it? So why didn't I reach out to my people for help? Did I forget that they existed? Did I not want to share the money? Did I think I wouldn't be able to afford the help that I needed? Was I just a moron in that moment? Probably yes to all of those maybe. And in a moment of panic, I completely forgot about my network. And I didn't even bother to ask them where to begin. I just blanked and I just froze. I was young, I was dumb. Again, mostly I lacked confidence, and that's really what it was. And then the thing is, I saw the ad in the magazine a couple of months later, and it broke my heart, and I felt so ashamed of myself. And I won't say that the ad was bad. But I will say that I could have come up with something a lot better, including the concepts. I mean, everything, the photo, the ad copy. And, you know, some people say they have no regrets in life. I regret that. I gave away $1,500. I regret it. But that is the one and only regret I have in life, approximately. I had to take that chance. I had to do it afraid. It makes you think of job postings where like you get really excited when you see the headline, and then when you read the details, you start to see some of the things they want you to do, and you're just like, I'm not awesome at that, I'm not awesome at that, I'm not awesome at that. And you talk yourself out of applying. And I've been there a million times. Maybe that's just me. My bad. I thought we were vibing. My bad. Sometimes you gotta swing the bat even if it's with your eyes closed. But you live and you learn. You know, I wonder what could have come of that. Now, question. Have you ever missed out on an opportunity due to fear? Don't be scared now. Drop a comment below. Let us know. And, thanks for watching. Check out theparttimeadult.com. Check out Instagram, Twitter as parttimeadult and the number 1. I'm on Pinterest as well. All the links are below. Thanks for watching. Be good.